All right, you are listening to the Horse Dewormer podcast. This is an offshoot of Pod Save America. It's a new thing that we're doing. We're just talking about life-saving treatments, ivermectin and everything like that. So
Yeah.
thanks for coming back off your worker strike, by the way, against me.
Hey, no problem. I mean,
yeah.
it was, it was a choice that had to be
Chairs
made.
were thrown, windows were broken, things
Yeah,
happened. Yeah,
exactly.
but we're back.
We're back. Yeah.
I have to ask how the sausage is made, guys. Just know that it's made for $12 a day. That's all we need to know.
Yeah.
But
yeah, $12.
Yeah, $12. Well, you're vegan. You don't need it for any. It's just literally beans and rice. Like so.
Yeah. 12 cents a day.
Yeah, eat meat if you want more money. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, exactly. Yeah, horse dewormed horse meat.
Yeah.
But
From the 5 to the 6, we be in the mix with that rare candy paint job on the whip. I need food for the kids, money for the rent. Fuck a lockdown, baby, I can't do that shit. Now I'll never vote, cause I'm fucking broke. And either way, I know the police ain't gon' leave me alone. On a plane by to visit Glen Rockney. Crypto told me I should bring the Glock with me. So I packed up my piece and I'm sliding. Cause we might get caught up in a riot. Middle finger Trump, middle finger Biden. Fuck a left, fuck a right, is you riding? Know you love to see it, dudes rocking. Ain't no politics, baby, we just talking. From the birds to the bricks, we be in the mix with that rare candy paint job on the whip. Who you with?
lots to talk about today. I don't even know where to start. Let's start with the ICUs. This is an interesting one, is the ICU craze that's going on right now, because just like how we've always talked about the baseline, like you're retarded if you believe X, Y, and Z, you know what I mean? And there's just no getting out of that. If you're retarded, if you believe the COVID numbers, you're, dumb if you believe, the vaccines never killed anybody, certain things. But the ICU numbers, to say, like, because there are a lot of people that are talking to us that'll be like, yeah, but dude, have you seen the ICU numbers? Like, I get what you guys like. Do you guys are cool? I fuck with you guys, but like, have you seen the
I won't name any names. Some friends of the pod,
It's not just some.
Yeah.
It's not just one person. Trust me. Like,
No.
Have you seen?
And it's understandable. It's understandable too. It's
So I'm here to answer the question. What? Okay. So let's start here, because I see people going at Ron DeSantis. They'll be like, this guy's like laying down in the ER. They're like, you did this, Ron. And he's got like a shower cap on, and the guy's like dead in the ER, like in the waiting room, in the triage and shit. And you're just like, all right. And they claim they don't have enough beds, but at the same time, some hospitals are clipping nurses for not getting vaccinated.
Yeah.
And also, there is another thing, and this is from Lake Lurk, a great COVID poster. I don't know if he wants to be found, but at Evil Heat 4, I got to give him credit for this. He said that basically he was retweeting Israel's ICU numbers. So Israel only has 758 ICU beds for an entire country.
Jesus.
And New Zealand, right? New Zealand, you keep hearing about New Zealand and Australia. We'll talk about Australia eventually, but like New Zealand has 221 ICU beds for a country of 5 million.
Jesus Christ.
Now, Florida has 6,888.
Yeah.
And what's the way? The problem is you can manufacture this crisis if you want. You can be like, well, none of our nurses are vaccinated.
Yeah.
And then we have unvaccinated patients coming in. What can we do?
It's always it's the same thing with the ivermectin. Like, everyone's taking this animal ivermectin. I will get there later, but
don't do that yet. Yeah.
First of all, I love these numbers you're pulling, because that's I didn't know that.
I'm telling you, Lurk, man, Lake Lurk.
And also, Lurk on Lake Lurk. On Lake Lurk.
Lurk is shit. Don't be trying to blow him up. I think he's trying to lay low on there. Just Lurk.
It's in the name.
Yeah,
it's in the name.
Lurk.
Yeah, exactly.
Lurk, kind of like in the lake kind of area. He's probably a lake guy.
A little lurky, murky kind of,
Yeah.
So it's been 18 months.
Yeah.
And we're still tripping off ICU beds. Okay, this isn't a COVID problem anymore. Like, it's what happened? What didn't they build all these hospitals and shit? Like, you remember those where they built them and shut them down, like the military, like the quick like tent hospital. So what? Okay. Also, I can go back every year this decade and last decade and show you headlines showing like ICU beds all full from crazy flu season. Like, it's every year this is a problem. We don't have medical redundancy in this country by design, and that's you know what I mean. It's a manufactured crisis, and It's crazy. And there's the whole thing about how we don't do early treatment whatsoever in this country. Like zero early treatment. You get sent. It's like what Pierre Corey said, who's a ICU specialist. He's the
top ICU doctor in New York.
COVID ICU doctor. And he's like, yeah, we send them home until they're blue in the face. And like we're just telling them to take Tylenol and shit. It's like that's And he's like, so it's like, come on, man. It's funny how the people that pretend to take COVID the most seriously are like the most murderous ones. It's the craziest fucking thing. You know how they don't act, they actually don't care. They celebrate when people die of COVID. You know that aren't vaccinated.
Isn't that a trip?
Dude. So anyway, I love that you brought this up. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, exactly. So you can, I mean, like they say, Florida's ICU bed, they say it's 6,888. I bet you next week it could be 5,920. Like I'm talking about overall capacity, not if it's full or not. They could easily just be like, oh yeah, we converted that to a Keurig station. My bad. You know what I mean? Like it's Maxwell House K cups. What are you supposed to say? No. But the funny thing about that is so there are doctors, and I'll try to remember put the clip in the video, but there are doctors who I think it was in Florida, 75 doctors walked out and were like, we're not treating these unvaxxed people like this. We've had enough. Right. They decided to not do their job, which I'm pretty sure they have some kind of oath that says you have to treat people. They treat people who, okay, so you can compare the right wing thing, which there's something to it, in my opinion. They always go, what about fat people and obesity, people that killed themselves, basically, like you'll treat them. Now, the lib argument is, well, this hurts other people. You know what I mean? This hurts other people. So this is going to fuck
contagious,
up. Yeah, it's contagious. You can fuck up somebody else. Despite all that, what about drunk drivers? Drunk driver slams into somebody, they could easily kill somebody. They do, actually. Like it does happen. But they'll treat that. But this is like such a performative thing. And who knows if there's some kind of, back end deal going on with these doctors and a certain PF company. But like who knows who knows
talking about.
Yeah, there's a fake company. PF fake company. But there's these, but now when you flip it on the other hand, now I know, healthcare in this country is not a public service, right? It's a private thing, but there are public servants who are refusing to clamp down on vax mandates, like cops, firemen. So in Hawaii, I believe, was one of them where the guy was just like, yeah, dude, I'm just like not going to be a fireman. Like, we're just not going to have firemen. Like, you can't just scab firemen. Like, you can't bring a bunch of fucking fire. Hey, you guys, Home Depot, you want to like slide through, hop in the back of this pickup. Cool. Like you're going to be a fireman today. Like you can't scab that job. And I saw he's like, I'm not going to do it if you make me take a vaccine. Like, and then you see you murderer. Oh, you're just going to let people die. And it's like, okay, I'm kind of against people letting people die. How about that? I just have a baseline. Like, you shouldn't let people die. So you should treat the unvaxxed people. You shouldn't worry about if your fireman's vaccinated. Cause if you're in a fucking fire, last thing you're worried about is COVID.
No. It's like the hurricane relief, that list of tips they did. You remember that shit?
Oh, the COVID one. I forgot about that one. Yeah.
They're like, okay, here's top 3 things you need to do in a hurricane. Number 1, get the COVID. You're like, wait.
Number 2, wear a mask. Number 3, stay 6 feet apart from anybody. Number 4, some kind of flotation device. Yeah.
But yeah, the ICU thing is crazy. And it also harkens back to, like, I know the mask thing is controversial, like in terms of, remember, well, there was the PPE shortage, right, in the beginning of the whatever, right? The only reason there's a shortage is because we don't stockpile medical gear, which would be the easiest fucking thing to do in this, in this rich ass country, right? But we don't. It's like we have to keep the capitalist like supply chain flowing at all times. We can stockpile ammo and all this other stuff.
Like we do with milk. We'll just make we'll just do a bunch of milk, dump it out, exploit a bunch of cows, and then just be like, we didn't sell it enough. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Dump it out.
Keep the prices low. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, so they try, and this is the thing rather than seeing a systemic issue, they hyper focus on it. If only this one group of people did this one thing differently, then we wouldn't be dealing with this.
Many and of course we cases.
Would. Yeah, and it's crazy. And all these fucking like these right wing arguments that leftists are adopting it's so great. And the M4A thing, like.
We know we won't be included in M4A. Yeah, I'll tell you that much. Medicare for all. It's not going to cover us.
Did you hear about the story? They're they have like emergency rooms, but then they have like free clinics, right? For people that they don't, because you don't want to use the emergency room as a doctor visit, right? Kind of thing. That's kind of well, that's what everyone does anyway,
Mm-hmm.
But they turned away a 13-year-old boy because he was unvaccinated. I forget which state. Yeah,
64-year-old guy was denied like a heart transplant, I want to say, too. And it's just like, well, see you later, man. Like, I just peace. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny, dude? I just had a hypothetical. Someone gets one shot. They need a heart transplant because the shot fucks up the Pfizer fucks up their heart. They go in for a heart transplant, but they're not fully vaccinated, so they get denied.
We can get you that second shot now if you want. You can wear a mask during the thing until it kicks in, just like how the Raider, if you want to go see a Raider game.
Yeah. Oh, we got to talk about the NFL thing too, dude. I know we did that already, but there's some new shit.
There's new shit. So just the ICU thing, like, people just don't, like, just to wrap it up, it can be easily manipulated and manufactured. And now some people go, okay, well, is everything manufactured? Yes, but like, no, okay, let's play that game. Like, maybe not everything is, it's like, but these are key things that keep a lockdown going, keep the vaccination rate going. Like, you need this. If the ICU wasn't full, none of these people, I mean, I still think a lot of people still aren't getting vaccinated. A lot of people are just like, I'm still not getting the shot. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
No,
they make it seem like these people didn't get the shot, and now they're just being shoveled into a fucking ICU, and the guy's just pushing them out. Like, that's not what's happening. But and then you look at Israel, right? Alex Berenson's been covering Israel. Like, I don't know what the exact numbers are.
He got banned for what they're admitting now. Like, he was saying back then, for what they are, like, legit admitting in the mainstream media. He was banned for just being like 2 months in advance correct, kind of thing.
And then Reuters was just like, did you know about Israel? And no one's reported this. Yeah. So they have, like, I think it's background. 60.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to look. Yeah, exactly. See, you'll learn as a veteran to do all the cool stuff on the left and right of your head. That's all I'm saying. You'll find that. You'll learn as a veteran. It's fine. But you're a promising rookie right now with backgrounds.
Before I forget, exactly. Yeah, the Zoom rookie. Before I forget, the best, what you were just talking about, the best tweet that encapsulates all this is the most genius thing by the genius CRK, Class Redux Killer,
right?
Where he's like, the efficacy of the vax will oscillate between highly effective and ineffective based on what narrative they need to promote, whether you need to get boosters or whether you need to clown on the. I read that. I was just like, I saw like a halo form around me. I was like, holy shit, that's amazing.
Yeah. It's a free market.
That was an old one too. That was an old. Yeah, exactly.
It's a free market vaccine. It's a libertarian vaccine. Just whatever the market
dictates. It'll find the floor that it needs to find. Yeah.
So, let's move on to another thing. Talk about the vaccine a little bit more. Let's knock all this vaccine stuff out. You got Moderna. Japan tossed out just a small number, 1.63 million doses of Moderna vaccine, because they found metals in it. It was confirmed. This is a National Institute of Health thing. I saw
who's the head of NIH?
Biden? No, I don't know. Fauci. Yeah. So that was reported there. First off, let's give a shout out to the vaccine's magnetic bros, because I was never even on that hype. Yeah. It's so funny because for me, even me, I'm just like, dude, stop. It's not like, come on.
You would always see like 3 replies down. You'd always see some
show more replies.
Yeah. It'd be some bald eagle Abby being like, I'm telling you, bro, just stick a magnet right on your arm right after you get it and tell me what happens.
Like, I had to get it for work and I'm still stuck to the freezer door, the refrigerated truck. I haven't clocked out. Yeah.
You know what's crazy? We're watching you watched Breaking Bad, right?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna rewatch it soon. Yeah,
we're watching the episode now where it's where they're using the giant electromagnet to destroy the laptop evidence.
Fuck yeah,
it's
so
like
based.
It's like sponsored by Pfizer.
Yeah, well, and that's my big brain theory. My big brain theory of that is why now? Okay, like why is that happening? So now we have the FDA approval. We have the FDA approval of Pfizer, not Moderna. We have the FDA approval, and I'm putting that in quotes because we'll get to what that actually means. The FDA approval. So if Pfizer is FDA approved, as every lib will tell you, I'll ask you to write that on their Starbucks cup. Like, I'll take this latte and please write if the vaccine's FDA approved on there, because I just want everyone to see that it is. And It's been FDA approved, and Moderna's not. So if you've noticed, right, AstraZeneca is gone. Like people are like, we don't fuck with that vaccine. We don't like that anymore. This is like a game of Survivor almost, like, you know, handing your torch.
It's like, no, it's like Gladiator in the ring. You know,
true. Yeah, thumbs down. Just Fauci just went thumbs down. Gates went thumbs down on Moderna. Yeah. He went down. Joaquin Phoenix, and but then nobody really came. It was kind of just Pfizer and Moderna. You know, like it was back. Johnson & Johnson was never the mRNA, so they never really wanted that one to succeed. I think that one has like some 50% efficacy is what they've been reporting. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But then now, without this approval, has it always, in your opinion, and it's just me, I think it's always been a one vax thing. They've always wanted to get it down to one vax.
Yeah,
it's easier to mandate that way.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was looking at the, you know, they always have the stonk charts of the companies and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's crazy is like Pfizer really hasn't moved the needle. Like all the other ones are astronomical. AstraZeneca, you know, and like Moderna is like crazy. Like
Pfizer, you had to buy high, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, Pfizer's like just like Pfizer's what Litecoin was at this last boom. It's just like you know, just like vibing along, just like barely a lot. Yeah, but yeah. So I was interested in that. Yeah, man. Okay, so talk about this FDA approval shit.
Yeah, so the FDA approval. Now I want you to pill me because I know you know a little more about the history of the FDA. I actually bookmarked a thread of that one thread of like all the shit the FDA approved that's been like recalled in the last whatever. Yeah. But yeah, it's let me see where it's at. Yeah, perfect. So the FDA approval, and you'll have to correct me on this. I talked to because Jeff Vandrew was talking about this on the latest Good Old Boys live radio too. He's real good with that kind of stuff, and I'm sorry, his name is Pfreedom now. He's going by Pfredo. So yeah, that's I don't even know what I meant by Jeff there on that one. But anyways, he says he was saying the whole time he was saying that mandates were coming after the FDA approval. He's like, look, I think they're just waiting on FDA approval to mandate certain things. But now, you know, a lot of people are saying like FDA approval, what does that actually mean? You know, like does that mean they went through all the trials? No, they didn't. This is still a contingent thing. This is like when your mom takes away something for like 2 weeks from you, right? Like you're not no video games for 2 weeks. And after a week, like you've been real good. Maybe she feels like she punished you too hard. And she's just like, look, you can play for like a fucking hour before your dad gets home. Like, you know what I mean? Exactly. You can like fucking play some Mario 64. Like as soon as that fucking car pulls in the driveway, fucking yanking that shit out of you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's what they're doing. Now the contingency is that the myocarditis, the heart enlargement, side of adverse effect, which they say is minor, which I don't know. I keep hearing about it is all I'm saying. And if Pfizer reports their clinical data of myocarditis over the next 2 years, I think it's 2023, then they get full FDA approval. But as of now, they can act as though it's FDA approved.
Yeah. So
which is not, ridiculous.
Which is why, it was never a good argument to be like, I'm waiting for the FDA approval because we knew it was a portion.
It was a straw man. No one was. Exactly. They were waiting. Libs were waiting, but they thought we were. Like it was like they thought we were gonna slam fucking just Kool-Aid Man through the fucking vaccine building. Like, I'll take it. Well, I'll take two, please. You know, can I get both now? Like it's FDA. I love it with my FDA shirt, FDA hat. Like, can I please have a
I don't trust Pfizer as far as I can throw them, but FDA, let me tell you, dude.
Yeah,
exactly.
And so exactly. So these, I mean, you're just looking at the stuff. I'm looking at a thread. This is from IU Truth Tellers, Independent Unity Truth Tellers, on Twitter, and you're looking at all the stuff and like stuff that FDA approved, right? Accutane, right? Acne medicine, increased risk of birth defects, miscarriage, premature births, all that kind of stuff, suicidal tendencies, IBS, all that kind of. I mean, I don't know why IBS being thrown in with all that's kind of crazy, but then Baycol, which that's just a Bayer thing. Which shout out Bayer, great man, great, Beta, and then you have just a bunch of other stuff like what is this one? There was one more like big one that they had, but it's over 40 things in this thread, right? Where they've been on the market for like Accutane's the big one because there was a big teen suicide thing from that because people just couldn't have acne. You know what I mean? And you know, acne can mean a lot of things. We all know there's like a dietary thing with acne. There's all kinds of stuff like that. But long story short, is anybody who thinks that we were waiting on the FDA, I mean, you could listen to this podcast, point out at any time if you want to just spurg out and listen to every episode of this podcast and be like, damn, they were like, find the sound clip where we were waiting for the FDA approval. Like it wasn't it wasn't going to happen.
But I will say,
what's that?
It was an argument to convince people, like, just saying, like, because a lot of people didn't even know it wasn't FDA approved. So you could be like, you know, it's not approved yet, right? Like, you know, that was an argument you could use to like total Kool-Aid types, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. A lot of people just didn't even know that.
Yeah. Well, so, and yeah, exactly. And
like, that doesn't mean shit to me, but it doesn't mean something to you. That it, you know what I mean?
That's fair.
Right.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And no, and there's a few other one. Oh, Pfizer also never had a control group in their clinical trials. Did you know that?
Yeah, and they actively destroyed the control group too. My whole thing is like the FDA is like with the myocarditis thing. Like, all right, just get back to us in 2025, 2027. Let us know what you find. Why wasn't it found to begin with? You know what I mean? What happened there? Like,
those people are not available for questioning. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
but no control group. But this is what's so funny to me about all this. Not having a control group for vaccine trials has been par for the course for 30 years. This is nothing new. So all this stuff that people are all like freaking out about the COVID vax, they don't know how red pilled they're gonna be on all vaccines in like a year if they keep digging. You know what I mean?
And just like FDA shit, like
exactly. What you know what they do? They what they use as a placebo, right? Because you use like the right way to do it is to have whatever you're testing, a trial for a vaccine, and then you have a saline placebo. Like you inject someone with a saline solution,
right?
So and double blind it, so no the trialers or the participants don't know what's happening, basically. What they do what's been par for the course with vaccine trials for the last 30 years is the saline solution, the placebo, the quote unquote saline solution, they just use another vaccine, like literally just another. They'll use like the flu vaccine or some shit. It's not even saline, dude. Yeah. So again, this is nothing new. This is why none of us trusted this to begin with. All of us who knew this shit, you know. So anyway, yeah.
Well, you know, there's some people that trusted it, and I wanted to get to this too because I remember talking to you for the last week or so about this. And what about some of the people? And I'll get out ahead of this right now. We're going to talk about some of the people. You might not know who some of these people are, but there are people, I guess you could consider us in that, people who kind of make a brand off of being vaccine skeptics, being lockdown skeptics, being anti fucking vax, anti WHO, anti CDC. There are certain people who buckled on getting this vaccine. I'll tell you who I'm not talking about, because we're affiliated with this, I'm not talking about CRK. That's not who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
If you did this for your employment, I will never hate on you for that, because I'm sorry. Like I do not know people's situations. I don't know what kind of safety net they have. I don't know any of this kind of stuff.
And CRK was never like,
no, like, he didn't make his brand off of the vaccine.
He saw what was happening, and he's like, oh, this is for sure going to happen. But he was never like I'll never get it kind of dude.
No,
you know?
No.
If he was, I'd be like, you're a little bitch, dude. But you know what I mean?
No, straight up. Yeah. Like, all right,
we got to talk about the lawyer too next. So we'll talk about that next.
Well, that's who I'm talking about right now.
Yeah.
Actually, so
okay.
I don't know this person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know this person, and we'll talk about this person, but I'm speaking generally as well. I don't know this person, but was it like lefty lockdown skeptic or something? Was it?
The lawyer, I think in New York City. And again, this person's getting a lot of hate, and we'll probably pile on. I guess that's what we're doing now. But I want to make clear exactly what the issue is, you know, with this whole thing.
Well, but who is it? Because I didn't know who this was. I think they're like when you sent it to me, I didn't know.
They're like a highfalutin lawyer,
civil rights lawyer, or is it civil?
Whose whole thing, you know, is like on the left but critical of lockdowns and a lot of the COVID mania. Good, right? Good, you know, this is good.
Mm-hmm.
And then they basically, and their whole thing was like, you know, I will fight for you to oppose vaccine mandates, specifically in New York City, you know, because that's where I'm at and everything. And, you know, this is a terrible thing. That's this horrendous thing that's happening. These mandates, completely unscientific, completely blah, 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 all this stuff. Already against the lockdowns, already progressive, you know, on the left or whatever, quote unquote. And then I think, yeah, a week or so ago, they came out and they were like, the stress was too much, the pressure. I ended up getting the Johnson and Johnson or vaccine or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And, yeah, it's like half measure if there ever was one, right? And the whole thing, and as you might expect, it triggered a firestorm. But here's what I'll say. And what they said was the pressure of living in New York City and not being vaccinated was too much. I didn't do it for any medical benefit. Key phrase there. Did it for zero medical benefit, just for the pressure of having it. So again, I want to make clear, and I think I speak for you for all these points, but chime in if you disagree. I'm not opposed to anyone getting any vaccine or any medical treatment that they want. Like, it's free country, you know, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You can try the newest, latest, greatest mRNA, whatever you feel, right? If you want to do that, fine. I'm also definitely not opposed to people that have gotten the vaccine and also fight tooth and nail vaccine mandates, like the French people burning their passport cards and everything like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you've seen that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
In fact, I think that's incredibly important. I think
best way you can help.
Exactly. What I am opposed to is saying that you're creating a brand out of fighting for the commoner, the unvaxxed, you know, passport ridiculed person, and then getting the vaccine and admitting for no medical benefit except for it was just literal peer pressure. And then they always say like, "Oh, I'll not use my card." I'm like, "I'll never use my card." It's like,
well, I don't even. Did they even say that?
I don't even. Oh, I think they implied that.
No, they said I will continue to fight, and that's what pissed me off. I will continue to fight.
How could you fight for someone else?
Exactly, you can't. You can't. Here's my thing. If you want to fight, these two things can't operate together. Is what I mean. You can't. Okay, you got it. You buckled. Fine, whatever. Not my problem. Not a big deal. I like. See you later. Thanks for the.
I could even understand it. You know, I could.
Yeah, exactly. It's a human thing. There are times where I'm just waiting on my job to mandate it, and I'm like, exactly. I don't. If I had employment thrown in my face, I can't judge anyone because I don't know what I would do yet. Exactly. I just don't know. I haven't had that. I haven't been in that situation. But this person didn't have that. There was a civil rights attorney. I think it was a civil liberty. I keep saying civil rights, civil liberties attorney, and that's somebody you would need in your corner. And okay, here's what you can do. We have a couple other people who have been like DMing me, and they're like, you know, especially there's some people in Canada, like British Columbia, they're like, dude, we're coming out hard on mandates. You know, they're coming out hard on mandates, and like, I have to get it, dude. I'm scheduled for my shot tomorrow. I'm not gonna say this person's name or anything. They're Canadians, they're good people, and they're like, what, like, they say I'm sorry to me. I'm like, well, don't say I'm sorry to me. Like, you know what I mean? It's not me. You're not affecting me. You know what I mean? I'm not getting this shit. like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not like, but I told them, I said, don't use that Vax card for anything other than your employment.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Stay with us. Because if the minute you go into a bar, the minute you decide like, hey, I am vaccinated now, I might as well, you know, like go to fucking Toby Keith, might as well go do this shit. And as you do in Canada and in British Columbia. But then fucking, I don't know why that came to mind. But I was doing a little Stephen Paddock psyop thing with Jason Aldean or something. But anyways, if you have that issue, like if you're like, I don't know what I can do, burn that shit. Have it on file with your job. I have this job. I'm here. Call me around booster time, because they are going to come to you around booster time. You already signed up. But like, if you're using that shit to even get into anywhere, you are against us. I'm just letting you know that it's not a fucking like guilt trip thing, but it's true. You're okay with us not participating in society if you use it to participate in society. That is the trade-off. It is the trade-off. I'm not trying to guilt trip people, but that is the trade-off.
It's the whole, you know, like, same thing with diet and shit. You know, people are like, yeah, I'm eating at McDonald's now, but I'm still pro animal rights. It's like, Okay, like, it's fine. Eat McDonald's, but don't try and get the clout on all the aisles. You know what I mean? Don't try and like dig lie where you lay. Like wherever you made your bed, like lie there.
And you can always and like, well, now the vax shit's kind of tough to bounce back for, but like, yeah, there is going to be booster season next year. Don't get the fucking booster. I'm telling these people. Yeah, exactly. And here's the thing that pissed me off about that person.
Wait, so hang on. So you get people DMing you about this?
Here and there, like they're just. I get
people DMing me for like medical advice now, and I'm like, I feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, I'm not qualified. Yeah, no, they'll just be like, no, they feel like they're like, dude, I like love you guys. I feel bad. Like I feel like they had that. It was the parasocial thing going on where it was like they feel like we're gonna hang out or something, or like we're walking in the bar together, and I'm like, look at those idiots in the bar, and they're like flashing the card, and then they go in.
I know I weird people out with in our circle with me being vocal about this shit. I don't care.
No, everybody loves you.
Yeah. Well, you know what I mean. I'm just like,
yeah. No, I mean,
anyway, you were saying
it's fat. So the thing that pissed me off, and this is a good transition to another thing. Flowing pretty well right now. Actually, we have a lot of topics to discuss. I like it, rapid fire. But the thing that got me about that person was that it's almost booster time. We've waited long enough. Why did you get it now?
Yeah.
Why did you get it now? I respect more people that got it the fucking first day it came out, because you were always going to do that. You were always going to do it. And I've had some people tell me like, I got it really fast and I kind of thought this would be over. And like, okay, yeah, all right, you fucked up, but don't get the booster. You know what I'm saying?
Understandable.
Understandable. Sure. Whatever. I mean, if you listen to us, not understandable, unfortunately, but anyways, these people, these lockdown skeptics, these whatever, if you got it right before, how can they mandate the booster if not everyone's on the same schedule? You have to call their bluff on this shit. Right now, it's all okay in America. I won't speak on Canada. I won't speak on Australia. In America right now, New York's kind of crazy, but like in America right now, it's not mandated. It is not mandated. You're allowed to not be vaccinated in America, but they're intimidating you right now, and you have to call their bluff. You have to call their bluff on this shit. Like you can't. So this leads me to my next point. Like, I don't know how they're going to continue the mandates if not everybody's on the same schedule, because they're already trying to roll out this fucking booster right now. Yeah. People have already gotten it. There's some people that have already gotten it there, and and those boosters are not FDA approved. I mean, what I'm saying, this is a completely they've
done zero, not only not FDA approved, they've zero trials on additional boosters.
Nothing. This is just a remix. Like, you know what I mean? Just like, this is like back in the 2004 rap when there were like 10 remixes of different areas of the map.
It's Asher Roth dropping like the 10th version
I Love College.
Yeah, it's like he's milking that for all he can.
Yes. That, or Ballin' Jim Jones, like that.
Oh, dude, hey,
that's an awesome. Yeah,
don't step on
Pfizer.
Yeah.
But,
best like speeding.
Yeah. Oh, that was a good one with like, I think it was like Lloyd Banks was on that. He was a fucking menace on that.
I think wasn't JJ a huge Johnson and JJ
Jim Jones?
Yeah, wasn't he a huge Mac Dre fan too?
Yes. No, he was big in the Bay because he was friends. He was with like the only dude. He was friends with the Jacka out here. Real close.
He was the only dude like in New York repping him at that time. I remember.
And the Jacka was really the Jacka put the East Coast guys all onto like Bay shit out here because he had that more of that style. He was friends with like Cormega and stuff.
Yeah.
But anywho, with the boosters, they cannot mandate these boosters because you simply can't get them as of now. I've already seen the window or the goalpost move from you can get it 8 months after you're fully vaccinated, your booster. Now it's down to 6 in some places, which that's going to murder people. That is going to murder. Yeah. That is going to murder people. You have look, you might not hear about it. It is going to murder people. Yeah. But
if 2 has 3,
he had to hold out. Like honestly, like the people that got the first shot, you could like, I know there's people with this pod like that probably kind of tune out on some of our Vax talk where they're like, well, I already got that, like, so I can't really like be part of it. No, down booster season. Yes. Because I think they rolled the boosters out too fast. I think they did. I've been talking to people and people are like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? No, you have to roll the boosters out when you can get everybody after like a rough winter. You're going to have like a rough winter, and then get everybody on like a January to February kind of booster thing, just a big mass shot. Because how do you do it? You can't mandate this, because if people, if people are true to their word and they're like, dude, I'm not getting the fucking booster. I thought this was a 2-shot thing. Like, I'm done. Then you've already admitted they're not vaccinated, right? Spencer, our friend Spencer Latu says that all the time. He's like, look, you're only going to be fully vaccinated until the next booster comes out. So you can't be bragging about be fully vaccinated, because that could be 3 shots, 4 shots, 5, like, that could be anything. And then we could all have some kind of solidarity to be like, we're done.
Didn't the Spain passport have like a slot, like it had 8 slots on it or something?
Yeah,
like that, dude.
Yeah, like, and then somebody was like, well, the polio one did too. It's like, you're retarded. Shut up. Like, you've never shown that to anybody. Shut up. Yeah, like, I fucking hate that. But yeah, there's just these skeptics, these people folding. I will say, people say, what's the big deal? They got it. Okay, first off, why'd you even tell me? That's always what I was wondering. Why did you tell everybody?
My approval. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, sorry, people I don't know. Like, I just, why, first off, why did you do that? And second off, like, people look to you for that reassurance, because look, we turn on the TV, all you see is get vaccinated. You go on the internet, COVID-19 vaccines work underneath every tweet that might even be slightly critical of them, all that kind of stuff. People look to people for reassurance. Like, people look, I do. Like, when I'll text you, I'll talk to my wife, I'll talk to a lot of people. I'd be like, dude, this shit's crazy right now. And they're like, man, don't worry, we're in this together. You know what I mean? So when that happens, like, you can't play both sides. You decided that you want privileges that we can't have. That's what you're okay with that, and you have to just own that.
I'm going down with my shit. Like, at this
I'm gonna try my best, man. I am. I think I am.
You have more of a, you definitely with. If they fuck with your job and shit like that. But at this point, I have zero.
We got something for him, though. We got something for him. It's not going to be gotta get it. It's not going to be, it's going to be like, it's going to be down to the fucking wire. I'm not going to just be like, oh, look at this.
Let's do a 100th episode Pfizer booster celebration.
Absolutely.
Let's do it, dude. Yeah.
Absolutely. So let's move on. Let's move on to Australia here.
Oh, God.
Let's move on to Australia. Australia is fucking nuts.
Yes,
we do. We got some people that listen to us in Australia, so I don't want to ignore them. The Claire Lehman country. We gotta talk about this. But Australia, man, actually, you know what? Before Australia, what do you think about Kate Brown?
Oh, dude.
I'm sorry, dude. Kate Brown, outdoor mask mandate.
Wait, pull up the bio. Read the bio. I want to know if it's the same as what
of Kate Brown.
Yeah.
Oh, let me find her Twitter. Let me find it. Let me do my Jamie shit real fast. Kate Brown.
Yeah.
Governor, Oregon Gov Brown. Oh, dude, she's getting vaccinated in her Avi. What a fucking bitch. Let's find her.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah. Let's see. This is Governor Kate Brown. Look at, she's getting shot up in her
word
in her bio. Oregon's 38th governor, always fighting for better jobs and schools. Fierce feminist, working to strengthen and expand voter access. And look at this is her and her husband. They do race science experiments on people. I'm just letting you know. They got a house out here in Oregon. They do race science
in the Oregon tradition, man.
Yeah, I fucking love race science. That's their Facebook page. But
in this house. We believe in science.
In this house, we have calipers. Yeah.
Skull measure.
In this house, we believe in the extra bones that certain people have. But,
oh my lord.
So, anyways, outdoor mask mandate in Oregon. Are you complying?
Come on, dude. What do you know?
Dude, what if Antifa just smashes a fucking concrete milkshake on your head?
I have a funny story. I got this. I don't want to put this on blast too much, but my friend and housemate's dad's visiting, right, from Texas, and this dude is like straight up Texan dude. Like he's not like conservative or what. I think he's actually kind of like anti-Trump dude or whatever. But he's fucking hilarious, man. And he's the whole time he's like, all right, I'm in Portland, let's go. Where's the Proud Boys versus Antifa rally? He took it. And that's like on the other side of town. Like no one cares about that shit where I'm at, you know what I mean? And he took a Max train down there by himself today to check it out.
Andy no? Is he Andy no?
He had to go. No, seriously, dude. It was so fucking funny, man. But this guy is straight up hilarious. But no, dude, compliant? No, absolutely not, man. I mean, come on, dude.
Outdoors. There is zero science. I'm not even lib science says you need to wear a mask outdoors.
Yeah, even they admit it, you know.
Yeah,
except for Cape Brown. Anyway, Portland, that's one thing, but what do you think about fucking like Eastern Oregon and shit? Come on, do you think they're compliant?
No, dude, they got skinwalkers.
When I was out there, I went to the hardware store and it's like mask mandate, and they all wear it below their nose, and they're like signed. They're like, oh, this fucking shit, dude. They're, it's like, yeah.
No, exactly. So I had to get your thoughts on that.
No, she sucks, dude. She sucks, man. Yeah.
Kate Brown. Well, if only you could recall her.
Yeah. Oh, well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
No.
We'll circle back.
Guess that's a little thing. But yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
Australia. This is so wild. I've seen the stuff in the streets, right? You see the police like fighting the anti-lockdown people in the streets, like, crazy. You know what I mean? It's just wild. You can't disguise that as anything other than authoritarian. Now, one thing that happened in Australia that was absolutely just bonkers. Like, you just couldn't. They killed a bunch of dogs, in Australia.
Yeah, this is rough.
Yeah. It's I know. Yeah, it would be, we couldn't not report this, right? Like, so I will pull this up right now from our Twitter. Shout out at Rare Candy Pod 1. Follow if you can. Got a Discord too. It's the links in the bio. Very fun stuff. So this is from the Sydney, I don't know, something Sydney Morning Herald or something like that, which stands for SMH, and that's exactly what I would do in this situation. Berkshire Council in the state's northwest killed the dogs. They killed shelter dogs to prevent volunteers at the Cobar-based animal shelter from traveling to pick up animals last week. According to the council's watchdog local government, the OLG has been informed that the council decided to take course of action to protect its employees and community. And I want you guys to read this next part with me out loud, including vulnerable Aboriginal populations. This is the marginalized. This is to protect the marginalized people, the same people that don't get vaccinated in the United States. We have to protect them by killing dogs. Yeah, and in Australia,
I'm glad you emphasized that. That's absolutely the best part of that.
It's the best part. It's the best part. And here's the
like, that's like they have to sprinkle. It's, so that some editor was like, okay, we need to
he brought it to the desk, right? Like some Crocodile Dundee ass motherfucker brought it to his desk, and then they look and they're like, this is a rough story, dude. Yeah. Like, you want me to print this? It's fucking rough, dude. They're like, dude, it happened. What do you want me to do? He's like, the Aborigines, dude. We gotta protect the Aborigines, like marginalized people. Come on, man. Like, we gotta dress this shit up. What they didn't report was that the firing squad that the police used, they were all wearing number 7 Atlanta Falcon jerseys. So that's what they didn't report in that. Yeah.
Do we have the air horn yet for like just the hockey?
Do we have the air horn yet? No, I do. I'm glad you asked. Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, but
that's funny.
Yeah, we need that. But anyways, Australia is nuts. And one thing that was in that story, they don't have a single COVID case in that county.
That's heartbreaking, man.
And then the thing with New Zealand. New Zealand. Well, do you remember they had a guy get like a positive case of the Delta variant, and then they locked down like super hard again? They've had 5 positive cases like in the last month, and then they suspended vaccinations, and nobody asked why. Nobody asked why they suspended vaccinations.
Yeah, you were talking about that. I forgot about that part.
Yeah, that was about a week ago. It was wild. It's just, what the fuck, man?
You know what really gave me a chill up my spine? That thing I sent you yesterday, the actuaries, all the life insurance policies are canceled, all of them.
Read it, but what are you talking?
None of the Australian life insurance companies are offering. None of them are offering new policies to clients. Like, each one of them is like, we're not offering it. They know something. They got the call. They know something we don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And these are people that would insure you when there's huntsman spiders around there. We've seen the animals out there.
Yeah,
we've seen that. I don't get it. Like, it's It's shout out to all
How
the.
long do you think? How long do you think the zero COVID thing in those two countries gonna last? Like for real? Like
this
how
thing
long?
has legs over there. No, and like dude, I
And
saw
it's
some.
crazy, dude,
Did you see what the right wingers are saying? I honestly kind of based. It almost got me for a second. They said we need military intervention. Like, we got to go over there and just spray it up. Like,
that's so.
Honestly, I better than what we normally do with our military. Let's just say that.
That'd be cool, dude.
Yeah, our military, our Pfizer-run military is gonna go fucking liberate Pfizer cucked Australia, like, or whatever the fuck boomerang vaccine they use down there.
No, my Australian buddy was hitting me up.
Fucking tech.
But my Australian buddy was hitting me up. I haven't talked to him in years, but we're like, we're good friends, and just to clarify, this is a guy who's like, hippie, awake, like on this shit, like into all sorts of cool shit. And even he was like being like, yeah, well, to be fair, our lockdowns really worked in the first wave. And he was just kind of, he's
you're still in them
on this thing. So someone who, what I'm saying is like someone who I thought for sure would be like even more hardcore than me about this stuff is like fence sitting over there. And I'm just being real. I'm like, I think I sent him the graph of the spikes and the lockdown, it's just like, it doesn't work at all kind of thing, the curve. And he kind of admitted, he's like, yeah, this shit's bullshit and everything. And he, but I was just shocked that it was even like, he was even moderate, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I just assume there's something going on over there, man. I swear to God, it's like, with the Claire Lemon.
Do you think America?
Amy's good on it though. Amy Therese on the.
Never seen her talk about it once.
But she talks about the vaccine a lot, though.
Yeah, but right? I'm not even trying to call her out. This is like, I know we have some people but it is very odd to me to live in that country and not say shit about it. Like there's just this wild.
You're tweeting about like Georgia's primaries and not.
Yeah, you're like Bhaskar Sankar, the Jacobin writer. Like, it's like, dude, you have like they suck. I agree. Like, but what the fuck? You can't even have a cigarette. Like, like what?
Oh, did I say did you see you tweet? No, you were the one. Of course, yeah. I'm always like, did you see that shit that you retweeted? And I saw.
I'm online. I know. Yeah. What happened?
The new Pfreedoms just dropped. The extra hour of recreational time.
They give you time on the yard now. Some yard time in the prison.
In addition to the exercise hour. Dude.
Exactly.
What if you're like, I like to work out at night. I'm not like a 11 a.m. work. What if you're that? Night,
Sorry, man. Gotta go out there now. I just fucking I know that it's prime huntsman hour at night too for that one. But
Outback Steakhouse like Australian province? Like, do we have to follow their rules when we're there?
Outback Steakhouse comes from Florida.
Here we go.
So from September 13th, and I guess I don't know what NSW.
New South Wales. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Didn't know that. New South Wales residents that are fully vaccinated against COVID-19 will be given new freedom. So if you're unvaccinated, like, still don't even get this. Residents of hotspots. I know. Look at the photo. Damn, it looks like Jennifer Rubin stretched out. But the residents of hotspots can leave home for an hour of recreation on top of their exercise hour, while people in other areas can meet 5 others outdoors. Can you imagine if like you're hanging out like with 5 people, you're like, I got my solid group of 5, solid group of 5. And then one guy's like, dude, is that my dudes from high school? Fuck yeah, dude. And they walk up and they're like, hey, what's up, Glenn? How's it going? Like that. And the police just fucking.
No, literally, because there's always been these dumb restrictions, but that they actually enforce, they unironically enforce them over there. That's the crazy thing.
And do you think America covers it to make America seem cooler?
Do they cover it?
How am I reading it?
Oh yeah, well that's Australian news.
That's true. Maybe it gets retweeted, but I just wonder like if America's like, see, it's not that bad. We could be if you don't get your vaccine. Like,
maybe that's what maybe they're the sacrificial lamb for the rest of the world.
I think so.
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, that's my take. Dude. 88 episodes of this podcast, and that's where my brain is on everything. Is that it has a utility and a purpose.
Yeah.
But
hell yeah.
I keep looking at your ivermectin thing. It's so funny. It's throwing me off because I'm the background guy. So now I'm like, what?
No, now we're gonna have to. Like it'll be dueling.
Yeah. No, it's cool. I respect it big time. And the funniest thing about ivermectin, and before we pivot into the gate program here, ivermectin is so funny because Jimmy Dore has been talking about it a lot lately, like on the left. Like he's just been like, yeah, I think it's kind of cool, you know what I mean? And then like Ken Klippenstein is just like, you're a freaking horse dewormer guy now, you know? And then like I don't know how Ken talks, but I'm pretty sure it's nasally and snivelly, I would think.
Jimmy Dore is funny because he's
vaccinated.
He got the vaccine.
He got fucked by it.
What did he say? He said on the Rogan, he said, I don't trust Pfizer. I trust my doctor. My doctor saved my life, and he recommended.
I'm sorry, that's retarded, Jimmy. I hate to break it to you.
I agree.
I don't trust fucking Duracell fucking car batteries, but I trust AutoZone. Like, all right, like there. Hey.
I don't trust Monsanto. I trust my waiter, like a lot.
I trust my corn guy. Yeah.
No, I mean he's dumb as fuck. Let's be honest.
I know.
I love him.
Hey, Jimmy. Come on here. Jimmy, get over here right now. Yeah. That is a campaign. If you love this show and you want this show to be great, tweet at Jimmy Dore incessantly before I look cringy doing it.
I would love him. Yeah, no, I mean, ever since that force the vote thing, I was like, all right, I don't even care.
Calling Matt Stoller the egghead nerd, fucking loser. Like that was, dude. Oh my God, dude.
I don't think I've felt that feeling since like high school.
I haven't. No, that was like when you smoke weed for your second time when you know how to get high. Because the first time you're like, I don't know how to get high. I don't know what this is. But the second time you're like, I know what this is. And you start listening to Aesop rock. You're like, oh man.
But I kind of lost after that. I kind of lost touch with him a little bit, and I was like, okay, this guy's cool. I'll file him away. Mm-hmm. And then he was late to the party, but he started hating on Fauci. I'm like, oh, good, you know. And then imagine being a leftist having to be like, actually, Jimmy, you're wrong for calling it Fauci. Like literally, you know, like you just said, the Ken Klippenstein thing. But the yeah, dude. So, and it's like he said on the Rogan, he was like. It's like people are calling me anti-vax for saying that I got hurt by this vaccine. I got the vaccine. I got it. I literally got it.
And then he's a horse dewormer guy now. It's like, well, maybe like fuck. I mean, why wouldn't you if your brain was enlarged and swollen?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Like I feel like they're like even the vax shills have to at least like throw a bone to somebody who got fucked.
They don't though. That's the whole thing. they never have, and they never.
But the horse dewormer thing kills me, dude. It fucking kills me because like. That's what we do in this country, man. Like it's what we do. Like I mean I was talking to you about it too. It's the same thing. It's like everyone goes animal grade, fucking it's fucking it's animal grade because the human grade you can't find.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Like you.
Well, that's the rhetorical trick. Yeah, that's the rhetorical trick.
I won't give up your source, but you had to go to other places.
I got Ukrainian dog.
Okay, yeah,
ivermectin.
Yeah, his name's Sven.
With 0 excipients, so it wasn't the horse like. It wasn't like the apple flavored horse paste, you know. Which again, I would not take this. I personally would not do it. Like I would. Like, I'm just
yeah. But, hey, well, it literally says for oral use in horses only, so we're not getting in trouble for that. But but yeah, exactly. And it's like I saw like I posted it like. Because the FDA put a thing, it says, y'all ain't horses. Don't take that shit, which is like, they said it almost in like redneck and AAVE, which kills 2 birds with 1 stone in my
opinion. Yeah.
And then like Southern black and Southern redneck, like they're like, looking at our demographic here. Let's pick up our slang chart to match it. And
that tweet required no less than 9 hours of internal meetings amongst all the executives.
Focus groups,
hardcore, dude. Yeah, exactly.
Average salary of like $600K a year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dude, all taxpayer dollars.
Yeah. And they say, and so like, so I posted a thing where I was just like, you know, whatever. And then somebody was like, yeah, well, Tucker Carlson's got blood on his hands because he's telling people to take fucking horse pills and like getting mad. And I'm like, no, he's not. None of them are. And like, and they're like, I posted the Pierre Corey study on ivermectin. I posted it. I said, okay, well, they sent me a Rachel Maddow clip saying don't take ivermectin. I said, well, I don't listen to people who aren't doctors. Just being facetious because I hate doctors. But you know, I'm just being. I said, well, here's one from a doctor. He goes, yeah, but that's human grade stuff. I'm like, yeah, where's the human grade stuff? Where can you find it?
That's the irony of them. The irony of the FDA tweeting that is they're doing 3 trials on it right now. They're studying it. They're telling you not to take it, and they're like, well, let's see if it has. But
The guy's rubbing it in his gums. He's like, don't fucking take it. Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Snorting a rail of it. Fucking.
I don't get how the smart people like Sam Harris and shit fall for this. Like it's just so embarrassing, dude. It's so
fucking Sam
it's so
Harris.
like I get it if you're not an ivermectin guy. Like, you know, it's and who cares? Who gives a fuck about ivermectin? That's a red herring, you know. It's literally just it's the name of the game. It's prophylaxis is the broader umbrella.
And we're not, and we don't view it religiously the way they view vaccines. And that's the thing.
Exactly.
They say we're religious about it. It's like, no, you're religious about this shit right now. Like nobody has that same weird ass take that everyone looks at you like, what the fuck, dude? Like midsummer cult ass fucking thing that you have with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so anyways, I just wanted to talk about that. So tell me, we're each going to do one thing. I want you to do your rant on the GATE program because I remember the GATE program, and I'm going to do a Newsom rant. We'll be done.
Well, I want to talk about the GATE. Okay. I want to talk about the GATE program, but I also really want to talk about just some left field shit that I just
well, you pick. Yeah.
Well,
okay. Well, pick. I don't give a shit. Yeah.
Well, really quick with the GATE program, I think it was on some.
What is GATE? What is GATE program?
Gifted and talented students X program. I forget the E is, but you know, it's like our generation.
Doesn't sound like really as somebody who was in it, and you couldn't figure out an acronym.
Seriously. So anyway, there's all these threads of people being like, "Yo, I was in this," and I was in it, and there's all these threads of people that
I was the one who got the honor roll for not drooling on his shirt during math class, so that was what I got. Yeah,
well earned. Yeah. And well deserved. Yeah.
Oh, a 2.8 this year, Glenn. Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, there's all these threads of these now adult, you know, millennial adults who are in the GATE program. Again, name a little close to little Bill Gates.
Yeah, if you were to do a plural GATE program.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What about the jobs program? That's the better one, dude.
Fucking so much more alpha. Oh my god.
Yeah, dude. But no, there's all these threads of people talking about like weird shit, like basically like some MK Ultra kind of vibes with it. And I'll just say like a couple more, like darked out windows, you know, false memories, like forgetting that you were even in the program, but you really were.
Didn't you guys used to get pulled out of class for that shit?
Yeah, it was. Looking back, it's definitely creepy. I
remember like a not a principal, but like a school official would come in and be like, "Hey, I need all the smart kids." I need all the. Can all the smart kids get out of class? I'm like, I get up, not you. Sit the fuck down.
Yeah. Okay, but anyway, so that's the GATE thing. I want to do a deep dive on that later on. But really, I have, man. My friend sent me this thing the other, completely out of the blue. I hadn't talked to them in a little while. This Reddit post from 5 years ago. Talking about basically, okay, this is a U.S. Forest search and rescue guy. Like that's his job, right? He and those guys do that shit for a living. He's been doing it for years. Holy shit, dude!
It was pretty crazy,
man. The stories. So he started like one thread, a bunch of different stories, and then he did like 8 other parts, and I read all of them that night, and I fucking I barely slept, man. Nightmare shit, dude.
Really?
The stuff these guys deal with. I mean, there's the obvious like non-metaphysical stuff, like a woman accidentally drops her baby down a ledge and the baby dies. Like that's fucked up. That's just like a freak accident, though, right? You know, like that can give everyone nightmares to begin with, kind of thing, right? I'll see if we can find a link for this, basically. But really, if you want to Google, like, and if you want to find the thread for this, dude, all right, there's a lot of shit, like seeing faceless men, seeing like not Bigfoot, but like grizzly men, you know, that kidnap kids and shit like that.
Yeah, riding on the shoulder. One of them was like riding on the shoulders and shit.
Yeah. But the crazy thing was the staircases. This is what really fucking fucked me up. Is apparently it's all the rangers and all the search and rescue officials in the forest know that random, perfectly pristine staircases, like plucked straight from a house, like rendered straight from a house, will just appear in the middle of fucking nowhere in the woods randomly, and you're not supposed to go up to them, you're not supposed to touch them, and you're sure as shit not supposed to climb them, or very bad things will happen. And everyone knows this in the Forest Service, and everyone, like the vets teach the rookies and everything, and you'll just be walking out there like 30 miles from the trail, and you'll come across a random fucking staircase, dude.
Yeah.
And
can you do like a nose grind on it or
yeah. I just did the glacier.
I just fucking I just did a blunt slide tray flip out on the fucking
yeah. Oh, man, that was an 18 stair, dude. That's crazy. Yeah.
Anyway,
Exactly.
sorry to blow the vibe you said.
No, but I mean, it's just like, again, this could all be horse shit, but there's a lot of corroborations and stuff, and yeah, dude, fucking nuts. Yeah,
that's wild. That's wild. We got that podcast you told me about, the conspiracy podcast. We got to link up and then go over that with
what was
them.
it called? Was it
We'll find it. Yeah. No, you got it. But so I got one more rant before we go. I got to talk about this because I got to talk to my Californian people here. The recall election. Damn, what the hell happened to you? You're like you're in the paste. Oh no, but lost in the pace, man. Yeah, that's pretty sick. But anyways, I know you got the fucked up lighting like me now. But the recall election, September 14th, Gavin Newsom likely, if he were to be replaced, would be Larry Elder.
Is he the front runner?
Okay, yeah, we don't know because I don't trust polls or anything. But who's the media going after? It's Larry Elder.
Yeah.
So they know, or at least they're trying to go after the top dog, right? They're going after. So before I get into Newsom, my theory about this election is that people could go like, hey, dude, like, yeah, we all want Newsom out, but why the fuck are you like so Larry Elder pilled? I'm like, I'm not. There's only one reason, because I am a single issue voter in California right now, is am I going to be mandated vaccinations? Mm-hmm. And am I going to be mandated to wear a mask? You know what I mean? And Larry Elder has said he won't. Now, do I trust him to just be like, oh, private companies can decide that? No, he's a libertarian. He still might do that shit. So whatever. But Gavin Newsom, he's got to go. I mean, I've always hinted at how much I can't stand the guy. I did another kind of deep dive on Gavin Newsom and Twink Rev's latest episode. They did a pretty good summation of him as well. And it's like, okay, this is very much Hillary versus Trump in a sense, but Newsom knows that he can lose. Hillary didn't know she could lose. I mean, okay, you could do it, galaxy brain 5D chess type thing that maybe Hillary thought Hillary lost on purpose so that we could get this, like, we could have a fascist in the White House for 4 years and then get all these law. Yeah, okay, you could do that. But Hillary, I don't think thought she would lose at all. She handpicked her opponent. I think this is kind of the same concept, but Newsom knows that he's in trouble, right? Because he's not popular. Even the libs out here do not like Gavin Newsom. Like, they're just like, oh, fuck this guy, dude. Like, he's not popular out here. And we've seen, now, to be fair, that doesn't mean Gavin Newsom's political career is over, because we saw the current vice president of the United States polled at 3% in her own state, California. So we know that that's not a thing. Like, that could end up being, he could fail upward. He's only failed upward, actually.
Yeah.
He used to be in charge of traffic in the fucking the city of San Francisco. Willie Brown appointed him to that. Yeah. And then he ends up getting, completely failing up here. He's bankrolled by the Getty family. Getty family's a big oil tycoon family. He's just like bankrolled by them. At one point was richest man in the United States. And then the Getty family also funded Feinstein and Pelosi.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't know anything about Dianne Feinstein, cold-blooded killer. Shout out Harvey Milk. That's all I'll say. And anyways, so Gavin Newsom, people will say, why Larry Elder? Why do you want a Republican, this fascist, white supremacist black guy? Why do you want this guy to win? Okay, so I'm a labor guy. Working in labor. I'm in a union. I do this. Now, if I want, we're in a historically bad part of labor in the United States. Historically bad, partially because of the gig economy. Gavin Newsom signed a bill, or pushed a bill, in 2019 to allow workers in a lot of companies, and a lot of these companies are huge billion-dollar industries, Uber, a lot of stuff like that, delivery drivers for Google, things like that, to be listed as independent contractors, thus getting around minimum wage, thus getting around employment benefits and stuff like that. So when people tell me Larry Elder, oh, he wants to get rid of the minimum wage, he's a libertarian, he wants the minimum wage to be $0 an hour. Okay, well, what did Gavin Newsom just do? He got rid of the minimum wage in a fucking lib ass way.
Exactly. Yeah.
So he already did it. So therefore, okay, he's not these people go unpunished is what I'm saying. These people that marry into the Pelosi family, and Newsom is married into the Pelosi family, they get away with this shit unpunished. And
the royalty.
If break up the monarchy, break up this shit. Because I will say this, dude, let's just say that this whole thing is another Trump thing, like the whole galaxy brain theory that I just said before, to where we're going to let Larry Elder take over California, and then the Democrats will take it back and just super authoritarian mode it. Because Larry Elder was like in the Klan and shit. Let's just say that was the case. Wouldn't you rather, in these 4 years as an organizer, fight against the person who doesn't have the big tech banking, backing him, the huge venture capital backing him, all these really evil industries backing him? Wouldn't you rather fight against that guy? I'd rather fight against the libertarian any time of the day. I can beat Ayn Rand. I think I could. I think we all could, honestly. I think even the Republicans are like, dude, I still want to make some money. What the fuck? These Republican workers in California. Gavin Newsom is so unpopular. They needed 1.5 million signatures to get the recall vote. They got 2.1.
Yeah, dude.
Like, not even, like, just fucking damn near lapped him on that shit.
I know.
and like, you have to. And there's already election fraud shit going on. They're already finding people with 300 ballots in their car. All of a sudden, you can see the yes, right? When you mail in your ballot, you can see the Y showing out of there. Through the little fucking peephole, the little glory hole on your ballot. Like,
it's the new normal, dude. It's all this shit.
You can see all this shit. And the DSA is shilling for this fucking guy, Gavin Newsom, because they're doing the complete opposite of what I just said. They're doing the look, we are not Newsom people. We are right now, finger down, not Newsom. We do not like Newsom. And they do that, they go, but we cannot have fascism. We cannot do this. We are willing to push. We see an avenue for success for working people with Newsom in there. It's like, okay, well then what happened during these last 4 years? Now, even if that was true, you blew it. You fucking blew it. So we know that's not true. These people are opportunists. These people are trying to become career Democrats. We know this.
Hell yeah.
So with Newsom to say, like, this needs to happen, I'm just picturing my ballot getting fucked with by some fucking pink-haired fucking retard freak from the DSA, like ripping up my fucking my yes recall ballot. I just picture that happening. and anyways, Larry Elder.
It already happened. Wait, when's the vote?
I haven't submitted. It's the 14th, but I just gotta. I know you get time off to work for vote, but like I am a mail-in guy. I'm gonna do it at the last possible minute to mail in my shit. But these things, like Gavin Newsom, he has ruined the fucking state of California, like ruined it. And it was already getting that way. I'm not saying it hasn't. It's only been a few years, but you look at these things. I'll get on my like property out here. The average house value out here is $800,000. $800,000. That doesn't match wage. It doesn't matter how much you minimum wage. It will never match that. It doesn't matter. He's created the homeless problem. He's done that. Now people say, oh, well, he gave out meals during the pandemic. He gave out meals during schools, free meals for kids. Why did the school shut down?
Exactly.
Exactly. He didn't look at the data. So I gave you free meals, which cost us more money because you were still taxing for public schools. And then we had to pay for the fucking meals for the schools to be closed. And then, exactly. So you have that. What's that?
When did you first hear of Larry Elder before all this shit?
I always knew he was like in that Candace Owens realm. I always knew that. And wasn't he a
I knew he was always
guy?
like a
I thought he was a people's court. He was like a daytime TV guy, I thought.
No, that's Judge Joe Brown. Who's like
no, I know that, but no. Larry Elder's a guy though. He's like
a lawyer.
Okay, but I thought he was he's a radio guy. That's what he is. Okay, he's a radio guy. Okay,
but he's very similar politics to Joe Brown. I know that Larry Elder is a crime stat bro for sure.
Absolutely, that's going to be an issue. Here's the thing, though. So okay, we could have Larry Elder, crime stat guy, or we could have Gavin Newsom with record poverty to where the crime stats don't fucking matter because there's people shitting in the streets. It makes it easy money for cops to beat the shit out of people.
No, I'm with you 100%. Like I would. So all I'm saying
is, so even if Larry Elder wins and you're one of these, like, no, you're one of those people, whose fault is it? It's Gavin Newsom's, not the Republicans.
I say we need more BIPOC in the governorship of California.
I know, and then they tried to get at Larry Elder for using the N-word. Like they were like, he used the N-word wrongly in the 90s. It's like wrongly. Yeah. What yeah.
That's fucking rad.
But more on Newsom before we go. More on Newsom. This guy fucking Newsom. Okay. The pandemic, like I said, shutting down all that stuff. 30% of restaurants will never come back in California. And I understand there's the whole abolish restaurants thing. No, sorry, not happening. Yeah. Like, we need to get this shit back. And
abolish restaurants, but you need a vaccine to get into there.
Abolish restaurants, you need a vaccine to get in there, and there's going to be an unvaccinated worker that I want fired at the restaurant. It's bad. And another thing, let me get on my MRA type stuff. Jordan Peterson style shit here. Child support in California is fucked. Fucked.
True.
Like bad. Like it's bad. It's terrible. Look it up. The gun laws, all this kind of stuff. It's very unpopular with people here. Like very unpopular. It's popular with
people moving out just because they're done with it. You know?
Patronage networks, Bog Beef, Merrick, good old boys, patronage network type stuff. Gavin Newsom's patronage network is Facebook, is fucking these type of stuff. Larry Elder, probably not quite as elite. Probably not quite as elite of a patronage network. Like the same reason CRK was advocating for Trump, which he ended up being right, Trump over Biden and harm reduction. That's what I'm saying with Larry Elder. Let's try it, because if I'm organizing a labor union these next 4 years, I want to fucking hammer at Larry Elder, because I think it's like basically fighting Scorpion in Mortal Kombat versus the 8-arm Goro guy, which is Newsom. You know what I mean?
And it all comes down to the schools and COVID and passports and shit.
For me, all that shit, dude. And that's my single issue voter. I'm getting down to the other issues here. Like, I'm a single issue guy, and that's why Elder would have my vote. And look, Kevin Kiley's pretty good too. Like, I like him too. I just don't think he has a chance. I actually like him probably more than Larry Elder.
What about Caitlin?
Hey, I'd do it. I mean, I understand. Everybody heard my last episode with Basil, but I'd still do it. But anyways, like, just look, Newsom, if you're in California, shake shit up, man. Be a little bit of an anarchist in this situation. It can't get worse. It cannot in California. It's awful. It doesn't rain. I bet you Larry Elder, it rains for a fucking month if he wins. Just a month.
He's a rain dance candidate.
It's raining game in Northern California.
Yeah.
That starts playing fucking on my Pimp shirt made by Mark Buchanan. But when that shit
Mark
comes
Buchanan.
I'm slamming sugar.
Larry Elder, he's the rain dance candidate. Sure, dude.
He should seriously come out to Rain in Game from Mag Dre. Like, if he wins, dude.
Incredible.
No, it wouldn't happen. But that's it, man. That's Newsom. I have something planned with us after the Newsom recall election. We're gonna link up with another podcast. September 14th. So whenever, it's very soon. So after that happens, we will link up with another podcast that some of you probably really like. Other Bay Area kind of natives. I don't know if they're natives.
Not Fed Post.
Not the Fed Post. No, this is another one. A couple gay guys. And that's it for us. That was a good episode. We covered a lot.
We covered a lot. That was
we have to,
and not
we have so many
and
guests,
not too much time. That wasn't even an hour.
No, it wasn't. And it was we have so many guests that, like, there's certain things that we really can't touch with guests, or I guess we can, but they probably can't handle our fucking schizophrenia with topics. So like,
no, this is one of those episodes that, like, A, had to be recorded, and B, it recorded itself. You know, it just kind of like, there's like 18 topics that were like, yep, this is happening this week.
Cover it all. It's just like, it's news radio, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get some merch going. I just got some fucking stickers right here. I'm thinking about what to do with these things. You can't really see them. Shout out Larry Elder's head. But we got
also, and I've been seeing a lot on the timeline of people loving the PFA KELEFT, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to get some shirts and stickers.
I just gotta say, people have been crediting us, and I gotta credit you. You came up with that. You need to copyright it, royalties, the whole shebang.
Dude, it's been making crazy rounds. Like, I was just like, people like damn, dude. Like,
people love that. It's great, dude. It's great.
So shout out Taj Armstrong, helped design that logo too, because I was I had it in my head, and I was like, can you please make that for me? It was a quick turnaround, so I appreciate that. But yeah, we'll get some shirts, we'll get some stickers of that going too. And yeah, let's keep fighting this shit, guys. So join the Discord. Follow us on Twitter at RareCandyPod1. He's at Crypto Psi. I'm at Glen Rockney. One more announcement. Alpha, beta, NFL head coaches will be available next week. We're going to record that very, very soon with a special guest. If you're a Raiders fan, Marcus Johnson will ring a bell to you. One of the best Raiders film guy that I know.
Who's moderating that one?
You. And right. Yeah, you. And yeah. So here's the way that's going to work. We're going to go through all 32 head coaches. You can actually go onto our early episodes very early. You're going to have to scroll, but you'll find it. You can listen to it. I've heard people gone back and listen to it, and they said it's actually still holds up very well. But, we have bits. I actually went back and looked at my notes from it about our PacSun guys, our guys that work at the mall together and stuff.
We need to do a spreadsheet of last ep versus this ep.
I still have it. I still have my notes. Yeah, because I emailed them to you, so I still have them in the archive. Right on. But what we're gonna do is, to me, I am none of these are my takes. I am running the algorithm.
Yeah.
Marcus doesn't know this. Marcus is doing his takes, and we're looking at his takes versus the algorithm, the alpha beta index.
That's
right. So these are not my takes. None of these are going to be my takes. This is going to be me crunching information, and then you're moderating. So that'll be there. All 32 NFL head coaches. Football season's on the way. Shout out Cole Beasley, the GOAT. Anyways, that's it for us, guys.
All right.